Welcome to the Sales Hunter podcast. My name is Mark Hunter. And hey, slow down your sales process and you'll speed up your closing. That's what I'm talking about today's episode, and it begins right now.
You're listening to the Sales Hunter podcast with Mark Hunter, where the focus is to help you as a sales leader sell with confidence and integrity. And now here's your host.
One of the big issues that I find with salespeople is they race to get to the proposal. They race to get to the presentation. They race to show the customer everything that they can do for them. Hold it, slow down. You're not doing your customer a favor, and you're not doing yourself a favor. Don't argue with me on this one, because you might say, hey, Mark, my customer just wants to see a demo. I don't care. You know what? Who knows if the demo is even right for them? You see, here's the challenge. When we do not slow down the sales process at the beginning to really understand what the needs are that the customer has, how do we know what we're going to put across the table to them? How do we know what we're going to recommend to them is even the right solution of what they're looking for? Here's what I see happening. Salespeople are very quick to provide customer service. The customer says, tell me about your business. Tell me about what you guys do. And what happens is we in sales, we start jabbering at the mouth. We start foaming at the mouth. And all we do is wind up stepping all over ourselves, because here's the deal. How do we even know what we are about to share with the customer is even relevant to them? You see, when the customer tells me, hey, tell me a little bit about what you guys do, I say, hey, you know what? I'd love to first understand and learn a little bit about your challenges, about your business. I automatically turn it around and get them sharing with me. And I can't stress this enough. Do not respond and play customer service early on in the sales call. This is the same thing like when the customer says, hey, just give me a price quote. Hey, can you send me over a price quote on this? No. My response is, hey, you know what? We have a lot of solutions, a lot of things, and I don't want to see you waste your money. So I'm not even sure if what we have is the right thing for you. Can you answer a few questions for me? I automatically always turn it around. Now, here's the other thing. Not only am I turning it around, but I'm investigating deeper. This is so critical, because here's the deal. If ultimately, when I get to be putting the proposal on the desk in front of the customer, if I'm not able to wrap that around the challenge, the problems, the issues, the opportunities the customer needs to deal with, then my offer is hollow. It's absolutely hollow. It simply stands on its own. But if I can take my proposal and wrap it around the challenges, the needs, the pains, the problems, the opportunities that you, the customer, are looking for, I have a much greater chance of success. But here's the deal. I can't wait and find that out as I'm about ready to put the proposal across the table. No. You see, here's the deal. If the customer knows that I'm about ready to put the proposal across the table to them, guess what? They begin moving into negotiation mode. And it changes all of their answers, all their responses. It changes who they are. What my goal, my objective is to back up the bus and have those conversations at the top of the sales funnel, at the top of the pipeline. That's when I want to have these conversations. And the reason is this: the customer's more relaxed. The customer is not threatened because of negotiation. The customer is also going to reveal to us more information, which allows me to now go deeper and to be saying, hey, I want to find out more insights about you. I want to probe on that. I want to poke. I want to question more. You see, my objective early on is to be asking more questions. Here's what I found in working with sales teams, working with salespeople for so many years now. The salespeople who ask more questions have a much higher close ratio. Think about that for a moment. The salespeople who ask more questions close more deals. You see, what happens is they don't race to the demo. They don't race to, hey, let me show you our proposal. Let me show you everything that we do. No. There's a time for that, but only the elements that the customer finds absolutely relevant to them. Don't sit there, and this is the other problem. If you sit there and show them everything that you do, you have a tendency to confuse the customer. A confused customer does not buy. A confused customer will say, you know what? We probably need to look at some other options. We need to look at some other ideas. We hadn't thought about this. We should go back and have some more meetings. It slows down the process. You see, if I want to close more deals and close them faster, I got to slow down at the beginning. Slow down at the beginning to ask questions. One final piece I'll add to this is the questions you ask on the initial call. Maybe it's the second call. So, okay, so the first call is just, it basically is a cold call. So then you set up that second call and you ask some of those questions and you probe down deep. Come back to those questions again on maybe the third and fourth call. If you got a long, complex sale, I want to come back and ask those. I'm not going to ask the exact same question, but I'm going to word it a little bit differently because I want to hear if that's still an issue. Because here's what I found. If you talk about an issue twice, then it's an issue. If you only talk about it once, that's just a passing moment. You may have just had an itch that you wanted to share. But if you talk about it over two separate meetings, two separate calls, then I know I have a real issue. You see, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the critical need, the critical challenge, the critical problem that you have as a business or as an individual. Again, it makes no difference if it's B2B or B2C. But then what am I doing? I'm building on that, and I'm going to use that to wrap around my proposal. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. You've been listening to the Sales Hunter podcast. Would you leave me a review? Hey, leave me a review, whether you download this on Spotify or Apple Music or whatever platform you do, please. And hey, what's the objective? I want to help you see and achieve what you didn't think was possible. 2 episodes each week, one a short one like this, single topic, and a second episode where we do a longer deep dive with a subject matter expert. Hey, I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. Great selling.